Barnaby Jones, starring Buddy Ebsen. Also starring Lee Merriweather, with guest stars Barry Sullivan, Meg Foster. Tonight's episode, a little glory, a little death.
No reason in the world why you can't play that part. I'll call the producer tomorrow, yeah? He's an old friend of mine. There we go. Good night.
Ciao.
Drive carefully.
Okay.
Night. Night. Night, folks. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. Oh, now, where did I leave it? You know, Billy is absolutely my favorite director, but he always goes home early.
Jason, darling, you made On a Dark Journey in 62, didn't you?
I say 64.
Actually, it was 1918. Thank you, Fans. You sure know how to make a fella feel good. That picture was made in 1962. We wrapped it in Rome, I remember.
Fair.
And you haven't made a film since, have you, Jason?
I wouldn't want to, Doll. The garbage they're turning out today isn't exactly my cup of tea.
No, of course not. Good night, doll. Come on, doll.
Good night, Jason. Call you for lunch.
All right.
Nice party, Jason.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming.
Hey, honey. Want to join us at home?
Yeah.
Sure.
Nick, I'll get my car. Yeah.
Okay.
Hello? Harry? Jason Craig. He didn't show up. Big deal? Harry, he was supposed to be here with my money. I took a hell of a chance bringing that stuff in for you.
You're getting $150,000 for it, dear boy.
If the police find out what I did, you know how long I'd be in San Quentin? Now, Harry, I want my share of that money. You promised me, and you promised that it would be here. Hold on, Harry. Who are you? Where did you come from?
I came in to take a little nap, and I woke to, looks like little Glory is going to be in for a little luck for a change.
Craig.
Craig, who are you talking to?
Go on. Talk some more.
Harry, I'll call you back later. Now, look, I'm afraid you've got the wrong impression.
Sure.
Now, just wait a minute.
Oh, take your paws off of me!
Take it easy. I can explain everything that you think. All right. Come on, get up. We can talk about this thing.
And I've been living mostly in New York with my father, John Talbot, since their divorce. Anyhow, I haven't been out here in over a year. Until now.
Gloria Colby, local actress, after leaving a party at actor Jason Craig, drove over. Police divers are still searching for
my mother's body. Well, they haven't found her. They dragged up the car, but...
I don't quite understand what it is you want from me, Miss Talbot. This is a terrible accident, but...
No.
You don't think it was an accident?
Mr. Jones, see, I feel... No, I'm sure that my mother never would have been driving on that road. You see, it runs around a cliff. First on one side and then on the other, all the way.
So?
She had acrophobia.
That's a fear of heights.
She hated even going up in an elevator. I don't know what happened to my mother, but I do know that there's no way that you could get her up on a high place driving around on that road. She was afraid. She was scared silly of heights. I mean, she'd even drive 20 miles out of her way just to avoid some kind of lousy little hill. Excuse me.
Do you know of anyone who might have wanted to harm your mother?
No. Well, it's like I said, I really haven't seen that much of her since she and my father split up. I've always wanted to be an actress. I hope I can be as good as she is, you know. So I'd watch her whenever she had a part on a television show. People even say that we look a little alike. You know, but I remember that whenever I was able to visit her, she was terrified of heights. She was really terrified. Can I borrow a pencil and paper? Yes. I want to show you something. Okay, X. Let's say that's Jason Craig's house, right? Where the party was. Y, my mother's apartment. And here's the lake. Now, this road is the long road, but it's flat and it's fast, and it would take her from door to door. Over here you have the other road. Of course, it's shorter, but it's all uphill. And there are cliffs, and there is no way that my mother ever would have taken that road. I know it.
Is this all you have, Miss Talbot?
Oh, no, sir. I might have some money here, and I would like to pay you whatever...
Oh, no, that isn't what I mean. Is that all the evidence you have? Do you have any other reason to suspect foul play?
No, sir, I think I have enough evidence.
Well, thank you very much. We have your hotel phone number, and let me check into this. We'll give you a call.
Thank you very much. Bye. Thank you.
Barnaby, now Miss Talbot says she hasn't seen her mother in over a year. Maybe she got over her acrophobia.
Maybe, maybe not. Locate her doctor and find out about that.
All right. Anything else?
Yes, call the studios, Screen Actors Guild, and find out all you can about Gloria Colby, her friends, everybody she ever knew. I'll meet you in a couple hours.
Back here?
No, at Ben Frank's on the Strip.
Where are you going?
I'm going to see a movie star.
Is Mr. Jones to see you, sir?
I said no visitors. Lose him.
Yes, I'm sorry, sir, but he says it's important. He's a private investigator, sir.
Oh?
It's about that accident, that Miss Colby, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Jones?
Great picture. Trail of the West. I saw it twice.
Thank you. My man said you wanted to talk to me about this, Miss Colby. Could you make it fast, please, Mr. Jones? I think I'm coming down with a cold. I have to stay out of drafts. Sit down.
Thank you. Yeah, that's a good idea, stay out of drafts. Even though Army medical research has never been able to correlate drafts with a common cold.
Fascinating. I thought Miss Colby's death had been cleared up. The police have already been here.
Yes, I read that. They think it was an accident.
You don't?
Oh, I can imagine that it could have happened. Woman comes to your party, she has a few drinks, dark road, things like that. Just seems odd that she would choose a winding, steep road with her fear of height. Acrophobia is what they call it.
I know.
You know that's what she had, or that's what they call it?
I know that's what it's called. Look, Mr. Jones, I've already told the police I didn't know this Miss Colby at all. I haven't the vaguest idea how she came to be at my party. It's just one of those spur-of-the-moment kind of get-togethers. I just come back from a USO tour, and, well, I just flown in from Hong Kong.
And you don't remember any more about Gloria Colby having talked?
It's all on a police record. I told the police I saw this woman around 10-ish with her coat. I assumed she was leaving, and that's really all I know.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Craig.
Jones, this fear of heights. The woman had been drinking. Now, isn't it entirely possible if she'd been drinking, she might have forgotten her fear?
Good point. It's worth thinking about. Oh, take care of your cold, and hey, why don't you try some sassafras tea? And if it gets you in the throat, gargle with salt. Trail of the West. Great picture.
Thank you, Mr. Jones.
You know, they ought to re-release that. At least run it on television. Don't forget, sassafras tea.
Excuse me. Importer's Emporium. Mr. March? Yes. Oh, just a moment, please. Mr. March, telephone.
Thank you.
Hello, Harry March.
Jason, Harry, where the devil's my money?
Cool it, Jason, cool it. Your money's here. Why don't you come and get it? You could buy me lunch.
Harry, a detective by the name of Jones was just here.
The police?
No, private detective.
What did he want?
Well, he was saying something about her having acrophobia, fear of heights. Harry, I'm getting scared.
Now, look, Laddie Buck, let's not get ourselves all worked up. At least until we know if this Mr. Jones is really a problem. Okay?
Okay, you're okay if you say so.
Oh, but I do.
Oh, this Gloria Colby never caused any trouble. I had to push her for the rent a couple of times, but she didn't break up the furniture, louse up the plumbing. No problems like that. But I don't recall no particular people ever coming around here. Regular loner she was. And that's about all I can tell you. You know, in a place like this, you can't ask the tenants too many questions. I mean, I figure that their lives are their own business, you know? Mostly they're actresses, models, what have you. They come in, they stay a couple of months, and they move. Like a life cycle, you know what I mean?
Butterfly.
Yeah. Oh, like I said, you know, I ain't really sure that I should have let you in like this because, after all, you ain't really a cop, you know?
Well, very kind of you, sir. Thank you. Right on time.
Well, in Bangkok, maybe. What kept you?
The mystery of life. Check with the doctor?
Now, Doris was right. Gloria Colby had severe acrophobia. The doctor doubts whether she would ever have driven near a place with a hill, let alone a cliff.
Anything from the studio?
Well, only that Gloria Colby was not beating the town.
Yeah, I just came from her place. No mansion.
The casting director told me that with the bad breaks the last few years, Gloria would have done just about anything for a job. The italics are his. Oh, and her answering service said that she checked in the night she died from Jason Craig's party. Called in about midnight.
Pity. I got a tickling feeling in the back of my neck, like I'm being followed. Don't look. Phone's out back. Play along. Well, I think I'll just call them and find out what they're talking about. Where's the phone?
Out back.
3 minutes.
Corby Lyons? Yes. Yes, he works for me, does deliveries, things like that. Why, has he done something wrong?
He's been following me.
Why would he do that?
Haven't the least idea. That's what I wanted to talk to you about.
Thank you. So, something the matter?
No, I was thinking about your rattan. All comes from Hong Kong.
Yes.
Real nice.
Thank you.
I was just talking to a man from Hong Kong today. That is, he just got back from there. You might even know him. When I talked to him, he had a towel around his neck with the same insignia as your tennis racket. Man named Craig, Jason Craig.
Craig. You mean the actor?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I know him. He's a very pleasant fellow. We've played tennis together many times. He's... Well, speak of the devil. Jason! I was wondering when you'd get here. You know, I reserved the court for 12. We're going to have to get a move on. Chop, chop, as they say in the Orient. Of course, I could change it to 1 if you'd like.
No. I think we can still make it in time. Mr. Jones, isn't it? What's the cliche? Small world.
That's one.
Mr. Jones, have you been able to find out anything about that poor, unfortunate woman?
Gloria Colby, a little. Matter of fact, when I was going through her apartment, I ran across a picture. She was with several other stock players from Marathon, about 1953. You were there then, weren't you?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I was, but I'm afraid I don't remember her.
You know, I have the same problem with remembering things. Some days I just can't remember a thing. You did say she left your place at 10 o'clock.
That's right.
Well, that's what I mean about remembering. Her exchange says that she called them from your place around midnight.
Well, Mr. Jones, it was a very large party. What I said was that I saw her with her coat around 10 o'clock. I assumed she was leaving. I just didn't see her after that.
Who knows when she left?
Exactly.
Well, it's nice to see that you're feeling much better, Mr. Craig.
Feeling better?
You're cool.
Oh.
Yeah, it's nice that you recovered so suddenly that you can go out and play a little tennis.
Well, we just can't let little things get us down.
Another cliche.
How did Jones get here? To you?
I don't know.
You don't?
I sent Lyons to follow him. He must have fouled up. Let the old fool catch him.
Old fool, old fox, maybe.
If it wasn't Lyons who killed that bird and got us into this mess.
It wasn't my fault. I only did it to keep her from...
Want to count it? $150,000 tax-free dollars. Jason, why don't you go home and quit worrying? Think about how you're going to spend all that money. All that lovely money. Get me Corby Lyons.
Well, let's see. That was last Tuesday. That was the 18th. Yes, here it is. Entertainment Tour 512 arrived from Hong Kong by way of Clark Field at 2:30. In fact, I remember it quite well. Mr. Craig gave me his autograph. Made me a big hero with my wife.
You remember how they came through from the airplane?
Well, now let's see. The plane came all the way up to the hangar, and they all came through, the dancers and the others. As I remember it, there was a chauffeur waiting for Mr. Craig. He went directly to the car. They had parked it outside.
Then he didn't come through the regular turnstile.
No, he sent his larger baggage through. But it's a little difficult putting somebody like him through a detailed customs check after he's just spent 6 weeks of his time to shake hands with half the guys still in Indochina.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see where that would be difficult. I can see that.
Right, Martha, Monday. If Barnaby says it's all right, I'll see you. Bye. Barnaby? You here? Barnaby!
You know, you're lucky to be alive. You may very well have a concussion. Know who hit you?
I got a pretty good idea.
Who?
We have professional secrets too, Doc.
I thought you told me when you came out here to retire, you were going to sit in the sun and raise horses.
That's what I was trying to do. That's what we plan to do for the weekend.
Well, I don't want you out of this for 48 hours minimum, and another 48 in the house. Look, I meant what I said about a concussion, Barnaby. God takes care of fools, I guess. Nah, I'll let myself out. I'll bill you personally. I'm sure private detectives don't have a medical plan.
Thank you, Dr. Reynolds. Bye.
Betty, get me a shirt out of the top
No.
drawer. Betty.
N-O.
Mr. Jones? The man let me in. He said that, What happened to you?
We had a little accident. I fell. I'm fine.
Oh, I'm sorry. You see, I called your office and, the message service said that you were at home, but I didn't realize that. I really didn't think you'd mind if I came out.
No, it's all right. It's all right.
Well, you see, sir, I wanted to know if you found out anything about my mother's death.
Doris, why don't you sit down?
Oh, it's okay. Oh, it's not very nice, is it? Well, you did find out something.
I found smuggling. There's nothing to indicate that your mother was mixed up in it.
Well, she couldn't have been.
You realize that I'm in this thing so far now that I just can't back off. Even if I wanted to, I don't think they'd let me. They think I know too much. Would you help me?
Well, how? Well, what can I do? Who are they?
I won't be up and around again for a few days, but I think I know a couple of fellas who would be awfully nervous if they thought your mother was still alive. Now, will you sit down?
Okay.
Jack, you know I'm right when I say that the business has changed. We can't go on doing things the way we used to 15, 20 years. You have always been a conservative, and very effectively, too. But the world has changed. Today, with the name of this ball game today is independent production. And you and I both know a lot of good pictures have been made for under $1 million. Now, is there any reason why we can't put together a package? I'll be the star. We get one of these bright, young directors.
It's not quite as simple as that, Jason.
Look, I've read some great stories lately. I have enough money to pay for an option on a screenplay. Actors, you handle some of the best actors in town. All we have to do is show them a good script and... What's wrong? You look as if you've seen a ghost. Yeah, ghost. It's funny, huh? The way all these women look alike today with their dark glasses and their crazy hairdos. Hello, can I have the city room, please? Mr. Hartman. Bob, Jason Craig. Yes, fine, thank you, fine. How about yourself? Good, good. Bob, what I wanted to ask you was this. A small story, maybe you missed it. An actress by the name of Gloria Colby had an accident after leaving my house the other night. Oh, you know about it. Yeah, sure. What I was wondering, Bob, have the police found anything more in the search for her body? They haven't, huh? Mm-hmm. Well, as I said, I haven't quite been able to get it out of my mind. Thanks, Bob.
The messenger from Marathon said that that's all they had of her in the Stoll department.
Gloria Colby?
Something, isn't it? Someone could change that much. She looks almost like her daughter does now. Oh, and she wasn't using her name then, Gloria Colby. It was Ellie Hansen, her real name.
Trail to the west.
Come on, Doris, he's in here.
How'd it go?
Did he see you? Well, I did just like you told me, Mr. Jones. I think he was really jolted.
I thought he would be. You want to go through with the rest of it?
If it'll help.
It could. You remember what we rehearsed?
Every line. I'm a good study.
What time is it?
It's a little after 6.
Make it for 8.
Who is this?
I'm sure you know. I realize you never expected to hear from me again, Mr. Craig, but I still think we have something to talk about. Maybe more now, right?
Who is this?
Oh, come on, Mr. Craig.
Oh, look, I've never harmed anyone in my life. I've never been mixed up in a crime before. I just brought that stuff in for somebody else. I didn't mean to.
But you did. And I'm glad you did. Mr. Craig, could you meet me at my apartment? That's 1810 Courtney, tonight at 8.
Yeah.
Fine. Goodbye. Oh, I almost forgot. Bring $50,000 with you. I think he's going to be there. He sounded really upset. Mr. Jones, he said something about, bringing in the stuff for a friend. The smuggling?
It fits. Marseille's tight. Mexico, too. More and more coming in from the Orient. Hong Kong. Heroin, probably. What better way to bring it in? A great humanitarian tour by a big movie star. Who's going to bother him at customs?
My mother was connected some way, wasn't she?
Seems so.
Hello.
Harry, she's not dead.
Who? Calmly, Jason.
Gloria Colby, I saw her.
You drunk?
I wish I were.
But she was in the car. You said she was dead before she went in the water.
Harry, I tell you, she's alive. I've talked to her on the phone. I've seen her.
If she's alive, why hasn't she gone to the police?
Blackmail. She wants me to be at her place at 8 o'clock this evening. She wants $50,000. Harry, what can we do?
Pay it? What else? You do like she said. You go to her place, and you pay it. I know it'll cut into your take a little, but I wouldn't complain too much about that if I were you. After all, it was you who dropped the ball when you were so careless, letting her overhear the phone call you made.
Barnaby, you know what the doctor said.
Sure, and he's right, unless you're chasing a murderer. Give me another patch mic from the desk, will you?
All right. Let me help you with that, Doris.
Oh, thanks.
There you go. There you go. Okay?
Yeah.
All right.
I thought I'd go with you.
I was just leaving. Why?
Are you taking a gun, Jason?
Gun? What do I need a gun for?
Because you fouled it up once, didn't you, Jason?
Are you all right?
A little nervous. How about you?
Yeah.
Your mother's scrapbook. I don't think I want you this close to him. Try sitting in his chair over here. Yeah. Put on your glasses. Yeah. You told me you were a quick study. You are. You're also a good actress. It's your trade, right?
Right.
I'm a good private detective. Now we're both on, okay?
Okay. Come in. Close the door. Did you bring the money?
Yeah, I brought it. $50,000.
I suppose you probably think that's a lot to pay. But besides leaving me for dead, there's the drugs. And I'm sure the police would love to know that Jason Craig has been smuggling drugs into the country.
I was broke. I needed the money. If you hadn't been listening in...
Yes, but I was.
Don't move. Well, you almost did it. If I left it up to Jason here, you'd have enough on tape to put us away forever.
Give me an E for effort.
How about D for dumb? We'll all be going now, together. Harry, isn't there some other way? Like what, for instance? Well, she's alive, isn't she? When she fell in my house, she wasn't killed. At least I haven't killed anybody.
Doris, might as well take off your wig. We've lost.
Doris? Who are you?
Craig. Gloria Colby is dead. The police found her body earlier today. And if it was an accident, as you say, then your conscience must be clear and maybe it can be proved. But if you let him kill her, that's premeditated murder and you haven't got a way out.
Jason, you took a hard $150,000. You brought in heroin. You are in deep, deep, deep.
That's Doris Talbot. She's daughter of the woman who died in your house. She's the daughter of Ellie Hansen.
Ellie?
That strike a chord? Ellie Hansen. That's the name that Gloria Colby used to use when she was a young stock player at Marathon.
Marathon? Ellie Hansen.
Yeah, you remember now? I think she was even in a picture that you were in. Of course, that was a long time ago, and people change in Hollywood, don't they?
Jason, time is wasting. Come on. Ellie Hansen.
Doris is just a girl who wants a chance to be an actress. Young, innocent, starting out. Even as Ellie was, and as you were. Mr. Jason Craig.
Let's go! No, Harry, no. We're not going to harm this girl. There's been enough killing. Go closer. I didn't want any of this smuggling. I just needed the money. We have an early call tomorrow, Ellie. You better get some rest.
You called me Ellie.
Well, can I take you to your hotel?
Oh, it's only just up the street. If you don't mind, I think I'd like to walk.
What are you going to do now? Go home?
I don't know. You know, when I first came out here, I thought maybe I'd stay a while. But now I'm not so sure. I'll try my luck at acting. I guess that Hollywood is really a tough place, huh?
Yeah, it takes a special kind of courage, I guess. Your kind, I'd say.
Well, maybe I'll think about it. Walk me home?
I would like to.
Barnaby Jones, starring Buddy Ebsen. Also starring Lee Merriweather, with guest stars Peter Strauss, Jeffrey Dewell, Darlene Carr, Norman Alden. Tonight's episode, The Last Contract.
Hey, you know, you spilled us on purpose.
The woman I marry has to learn to stay on her toes.
Oh, well, that's not exactly where I landed.
When I'm an old married man, I'm gonna try that.
Uh-huh. But not today. You promised me lunch, remember?
Oh, come on, I need the rest. You know, it's an old saying, you should never trust the body of anyone over 30.
Oh, then maybe I better find myself a new fiancé.
Never. I tell you what, you go on and order the hot dogs, and I'll take the bike back to the rental place, and I'll meet you up there.
Okay. But I warn you, I'm not a woman to be kept waiting.
Go ahead. I'll see you on the green.
This your ball, Mr. Thurmond?
Oh, thanks. Do I know you?
No. But we do have a mutual business interest.
What are you doing?
Young, unescorted ladies should be more careful.
Clay, you're incorrigible.
Big word. Big hot dog.
Hey, look. Why is everyone running to the golf course?
I don't know. Maybe somebody hit a hole-in-one.
Vicky left Seattle over 2 months ago. Since then, I haven't heard a word from her. I can't tell you how worried I am about her. You know how children are today.
Yes, twice as smart and 4 times as sophisticated as we were when we were children. But I have to say this, Mrs. Singer, if your daughter is 19, she's no longer a child.
Well, I'm not trying to force her to come back home. I just want to talk to her. I'm afraid I haven't been a very good mother. Looking back at it, her home life must have been unbearable. Oh, I must see her, Mr. Jones.
What makes you think she's in Los Angeles?
Well, she ran off with one of her girlfriends, Cheryl Moore. Cheryl's mother received this card yesterday. It's postmarked Los Angeles.
Having lots of fun? No need to worry about me. Doesn't sound like much to be concerned about. You mind if I keep this?
Cheryl was looking for fun, Mr. Jones. Vicky wasn't. Vicky was looking for love. Well, I can't imagine a more dangerous search.
Or a more rewarding one, if she's lucky.
Well, we won't trust to luck, Mrs. Singer. I'll see what I can find out.
Thank you, Mr. Jones.
Okay, Lester. Time you give Vicky a lesson on how to handle the Wakefield grocery budget.
Aren't you going with us?
Do you mind? I have to see someone. I'll join you in a few minutes.
Okay. But if Lester and I run off together, you have no one to blame but yourself.
Come on, you two. I shock easily.
Something wrong, Lester?
Nothing's wrong.
You really don't like me, do you?
Of course I like you. My brother's girlfriend, aren't you?
But I'm going to be his wife. It would be nice if his brother approved.
Is it really important?
It is to me. You're the only family Clay has. What is it? Is it something I've done?
You haven't done anything. It's just that Clay has sacrificed a lot in getting me raised and through school. Now, finally, he has a chance to move up in his career. There's a lot of opportunities for a salesman who can move where the action is.
And you think I'd be in the way?
I guess I just always figured that one day Clay and I would be working together.
Lester, I'd never interfere with that. I think it's wonderful, the feeling you two have for each other.
I suppose I'm sounding like the jealous little brother.
No. You sound like someone who feels the same way I do about Clay Wakefield. Come on, little brother. Let's go get the grub.
You're late.
Say, you did a nice job on Thurman. Very smooth. Nobody would ever suspect a contract hit on a golf course.
It worked. Where's the rest of my money?
Oh, come on, baby. That kind of dough takes time. I didn't think you'd get to him that quickly.
When?
Day, two, maybe. I'd never welch on you, Clay. As a matter of fact, I have a new contract for you.
Mm-mm. I'm taking a leave of absence. A permanent one.
Now, wait a minute, pal. You take a few days off. That's fine. You deserve it. But you understand, with my people, nobody walks out.
Forget it, Timmer. I'm through.
Look, I have obligations. You're my main man. I have to meet a deadline.
It's not my problem.
Help you?
No, I'm looking for an attendant.
That's me, sir. Only we're called service consultants.
Been quite a switch since the last time I had my oil changed.
Fill her up?
Are you Cheryl Moore? I'm Barnaby Jones, private investigator.
How did you find me?
Well, you can't get a job these days without leaving some sort of a record.
Who sent you? Don't tell me my parents want me back.
I wouldn't know anything about that, Cheryl. I'm looking for Vicky Singer. I understand the two of you came down here from Seattle?
I don't think I have to talk to you except on business.
All right. Well, why don't you start by filling it with regular, and then check under the hood, check the battery. I think all the tires need some air. Be sure and check the spare. Oh, I think the fan belt's loose.
Okay, Mr. Jones, you win. I haven't seen Vicky in weeks, and I don't want to ever.
Mind telling me why?
She stole a guy from me.
How'd that happen?
But we hit LA about 6 weeks ago. One thing we were sure we didn't want was a job pounding a typewriter or waiting tables. So we tried a lot of things. So, after that job folder, we decided to try Las Vegas. We were hitchhiking on the Sunset Strip, and a fellow in this big car picked us up. He looked like he was right out of the movies.
He get you this job?
No, he just suggested it. Honestly, working a service station didn't sound bad. I thought I'd get discovered within the week. All I got was blisters.
And Vicky got the handsome stranger.
You guessed it. And she hasn't had to work a day since. I say it's unfair.
Unfair, that's what my aunt used to call it when somebody else took advantage of something you overlooked.
Sour grapes, huh?
Yeah, my uncle ate a lot of them. But one thing I didn't find out, the young man's name?
Clay Wakefield.
Wakefield, W-A-K-E-F-I-E-L-D.
That's right. Look, I'm sorry about giving you such a hard time at the beginning, Mr. Jones, but when you said you were a detective...
One of the hazards of the profession. Oh, you happen to know where I could find Clay Wakefield?
The Elder Auto Answering Service can tell you. Like I said, I never found out.
I'll bet you this next time you set your cap for a young man, you will. Thanks, Cheryl. Bye.
Bye.
There is something indecent about a woman who toasts her elopement with soda pop.
Well, I said you should marry an older woman, a woman of mystery.
You're mystery enough for me. Any woman who turns down a honeymoon in Acapulco.
Not Mexico or Europe or any place. When we get back from Las Vegas, I want to go directly to our own home and be all to ourselves.
You haven't even seen it yet.
I'll love it. I love all the surprises about you.
Now, you better be more careful. You haven't known me that long. Could be I'm a wife beater.
Then I'll rehabilitate you. I love you, Clay.
Pardon me. Thought you'd already be at the airport.
Oh, it's all right, Les. We were just leaving.
Give me a minute to get ready.
Okay.
You know, I never thought you'd go through with it.
Oh, I'm full of surprises, little brother. Hey, we'll be back in the morning. You mind clearing out the rest of my things and moving them over to the house?
Nah, that's cool.
Hang on to this for me, will you? I can't take it on the plane with me. What's bothering you, Lester?
Hey, the top man in the business. How can you just go and quit?
It's easy. Vicky, she's the best thing that ever happened to me.
It's never going to be the same, is it?
Well, I hope not. There comes a time people should stop running. Do you know how many aliases I've used in the last 5 years? There were moments I forgot who I really was.
Yeah, but you were going to teach me. We were going to work as a team, weren't we?
That was your plan. There's no reason we can't, but something legitimate. Look, I've got enough to give us a great start. Come on, we'll talk about it in the morning.
Ready?
Okay? Come on, before I change my mind.
Don't I get to kiss the bride?
Of course, what are brothers for?
Hey, save those for the bridegroom. We'll see you in the morning at the new place.
Bye.
Yes.
This is Timmer. I want to talk to Clay.
Well, Clay's not here. This is Lester.
Where is he? I got to get in touch with him.
He just left for Vegas.
Vegas? What? Look, you tell your brother he's in a lot of trouble. There was a detective at my place looking for him.
Detective?
That's right, a detective. Big, tall guy with gray hair. His name is Jones. Look, if anything goes wrong, it's only a step away from Clay to me, you understand? So you get word to him right away. I want to get rid of this detective.
Well, I can't until tomorrow, Mr. Timmer. He just went to get married.
Married? What is he trying to do to me? What is this? Oh. So that's why he's been wanting to quit, right?
Well, don't worry, Mr. Timmer. If that detective comes over here, I'll take care of it.
You think you can handle it, kid? I mean, your brother says you aren't ready yet.
I'm ready. Just give me a chance.
Okay, you got your chance with Jones. But if you want to work for me again, you wrap this thing up clean, tight, and final.
You can count on it, Mr. Timmer. You can count on it.
Well, what do you think? You like it?
Clay, it's lovely. It's exactly what I've dreamed of.
Well, it needs a little fixing up.
Clay, it's my first house.
Hey, hold on. It's not such a big deal.
Yes, it is. You've made me so happy.
Well, there is nothing I like doing better than making Mrs. Wakefield happy. Lester.
Well, tell him to come on up. He's being silly.
Oh, you know Les. Okay, look, I won't be but a minute.
Okay, listen, I'm gonna change my clothes, and then I'm gonna get right down to work. There's so many things I want to do.
Okay. What are you doing standing out here? Come on up.
I don't want to intrude. Here, wedding present.
Hey, it's alive.
Oh. Cats are supposed to bring luck. And I couldn't think of anything else to get you.
Oh, it's great. Vicky'll love it. Come on, you gotta give it to her yourself.
No, there's something else. Timmer called just after you left.
Yeah?
A detective named Jones. Been nosing around this place looking for you.
You say what it was about?
I didn't know. But he wants it taken care of before it involves him.
Oh, he does. Well, he never gives up.
Clay, if you don't want to handle it, Timmer says he'll let me try it.
Like I said, he never gives up. He figures if he can't pressure me with that detective story, then he's gonna use you.
Clay, I can do it.
Look, I didn't risk my neck all these years so you could get killed trying to prove what a big man you are.
Good, you said so yourself.
And I told you before, it takes more than being good with a gun. Take the kitten up to Vicky.
Where you going?
Out to Timmer's house. If he calls again, you tell him to meet me there with the money he owes me. The Wakefields are no longer in business.
What do I tell Vicky?
Tell her I had to see a client.
she?
Oh, well, I can't hold her now. Why don't you take her up to the house and give her some milk? I have a small surprise for Clay. Hi.
Hi. Well, something tells me there's been a wedding. Congratulations.
Something tells you correctly. This is a surprise for my husband, but I'm afraid you've missed him.
Well, that's all right. I'd rather talk to you. If your maiden name was Vicky Singer?
It was, but I prefer my new one.
Well, I can well understand that, Mrs. Wakefield. My name is Barnaby Jones. I'm a private investigator.
Oh. I was hoping my mother had given up by now.
Well, you know how mothers are, stubborn and very unreasonable about their children. Oh, excuse me, now that you're married, there's a good chance that you may become one of these days.
Point made, Mr. Jones. But I really have no wish to see my mother.
You know, that's exactly the same reason she gave for feeling that she ought to have a talk with you.
Mr. Jones, I'm married now. I have a whole new life.
Well, I'm sure she respects that and I wouldn't want to spoil it. All she wants to do is apologize.
She thinks she can just wash it all away with an apology? From the time I was a little girl, I swore I wouldn't stay home a moment past the day I was able to get away from her.
You ever think about how she was feeling?
I'm not looking for revenge. I just want to love someone and have them love me.
All your mother wants is a telephone call from you. You're staying at the Ingersoll Hotel. Is that too much to ask?
All right, I'll call her.
Promise?
Ricky! Telephone!
Would you excuse me a minute?
Well, I think we've covered everything. Good luck, Mrs. Wakefield.
Thank you.
It's Jones, isn't it?
Miss Wakefield?
Barnaby Jones, yes.
What'd you tell him?
He came to speak to me. Let go.
What did he want?
I don't think you'd be interested. Now take your hands off me.
You're lying. He wanted to know about Clay, didn't he?
Clay? Of course not. He just...
I said don't lie to me. Timmer told me all about him. He's a detective.
Who's Timmer? Lester, I'm not lying. What are you afraid of? How does this involve Clay?
He's coming up here. He knows something. You told him about Clay, didn't you?
I didn't. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm gonna call Clay.
Forget it. It's too late. I'll have to handle this myself.
Les, no.
till I tell you to come out.
Miss Wakefield?
Mr. Jones! Mr. Jones! Lester, no!
What are you doing coming around here? Don't you know better than that? Somebody sees you here, you could blow everything.
I spent half the day looking for you.
All right, don't get me wrong. I'm glad you decided to come back to work.
No, listen, Tim, I want to get some things straight.
Now, wait a minute. Let's just don't talk out here. Come on inside. We don't need to advertise. I would have had your money to you sooner, but Lester said you're out of town when I called.
That's what I want to talk to you about.
Money, it's all there, just like we figured.
Not the money, the phone call. Look, I told you that we were through. And that goes for my brother, too.
Hey, look, the kid propositioned me for a job.
Oh, yeah. I suppose he came up with the cock and bull story about a detective following me.
No, I thought I'd do us both a favor. My people don't want trouble any more than you do.
Timmer, those little pressure games don't work with me.
Games? What kind of games? A detective was here.
What kind of detective?
I don't know. But I thought you'd know how to take care of it. Hello. Yeah. It's for you. It's Lester.
What is it, Les?
Clay, Vicky's been shot.
What?
That detective, Barnaby Jones, he shot Vicky. Now, I tried to stop him, but he shot her. I tried to get him, Clay. I did.
What are you talking about? Where are you?
I'm at the Palm Oasis Motor Court, East End of Sunset, room 9C.
You just stay there. You understand? You wait for me. Hey, what is it?
Well, we've got our men covering all the hospitals in case they show up there, and communications is getting reports to the outlying communities in case they decide to cut and run.
What about doctors' offices?
I've ordered all gunshot reports sent to my office immediately. Well, what do you think?
There's alike as two peas in a pod. 9mm peas, that is.
It was the caliber that first set us checking it against the bullet from that golf course murder. 9mm are not as common as popcorn, you know.
There's no doubt in my mind that the gun that was fired at me is the one that was used to kill Don Thurman. The question is, where does it take us?
Well, we're running a check now on all 9mm other offices may have on their files. Should have some word pretty soon.
Barnaby, I saw Mrs. Singer. She seems to be taking it as well as can be expected.
Thanks, Betty. I'll call her later.
Still no word on Vicky.
All we can do now is just wait.
Look, Barnaby, you can't go on blaming yourself in this. You had no way of knowing there was any risk to that girl.
Thanks, Lieutenant. I'll keep telling myself that.
I'll call you the minute we get some. hold up a second. We struck pay dirt with that slug. 3 affirmatives on 9mm gunshot deaths, and my guess is there'll be more coming.
How so?
Well, 2 of them were confirmed contract hits. An informant fingered this guy. Authorities picked him up in Miami, but they couldn't hold him.
Clay Farley Walden.
Also known as Carl Wainwright, Cleet Washington. You pick any name you like. He's used them all.
Clay Wakefield.
That doesn't sound like such a far reach. Walden also has a brother.
Lester Thomas Walden. Lester.
What is it?
That's the name Vicky called out just before she took the slug that was meant for me.
Police are still looking for the whereabouts of Vicky Singer, a young Seattle woman wounded in a shootout this morning on Rice Canyon Road. And
Turn that off.
Scene here on all...
They'll be looking for us next. You know that, don't you?
Okay, Lester, I want to hear it again. All of it. Exactly how it happened.
Well, it came so fast, I didn't know what was happening. This Detective Jones drove up and starts asking Vicky all sorts of questions.
What kind of questions?
Well, I don't know. But Vicky didn't tell him nothing. So then he starts slapping her around. I tried to stop him. He pulls a gun. She gets in the middle and he shot her.
Call an ambulance.
We can't do that, Clay.
I thought I could treat her myself, but it's no use.
And the cops will have a description at every hospital and doctor's office in town.
Well, I can't let her just die.
Look at her. She's on her way out anyway.
Shut up. Don't you ever say that again. Now we're gonna try the hospitals ourselves. Get moving.
All right, Clay.
Hey, Mr. Jones, I didn't expect to see you back so soon. Did you find Vicky?
As a matter of fact, we did, Miss Moore. There's Lieutenant Biddle. He has a picture he'd like to show you.
You know this man?
Sure, it's Clay Wakefield.
That definitely the young man that Vicky was involved with?
I couldn't forget him. If you'd been here a little while earlier, you could have seen him yourself. He was in with Mr. Timmer. Oh, you better check out back. There's Mr. Timmer.
Hold on, Mr. Timmer.
Timmer?
What is this?
Police officers. I'd like to ask you a couple of questions. Like, why are you in such a hurry?
Okay, everything looks okay.
Oh, you can't count on that. You gotta check everything out. You never made a move like that before. You want me to look around?
No, I'll go with you.
I know how you feel about Vicky, but there's nothing you can do.
There has to be. There has to be. Maybe I can find a doctor.
What, and have him report a gunshot wound? We wouldn't make it out of the office.
Don't you understand? I can't just leave her like this. Come on.
You're not deserting her. She's dying. The last thing she'd want is something to happen to you because of her. Especially if there's no chance. The guy who should pay for this is that detective. He's the one responsible.
Okay. He will. Give me your gun. If she's gonna die, she's not gonna die alone. What was that detective's name?
Jones. Barnaby Jones.
Okay.
Barnaby.
Hello.
Jones, this is Lester Wakefield. I've got Vicky with me.
Is she all right?
But she needs a doctor bad.
Now listen, I'll tell you what.
No, you listen. I can't take her to a hospital. They're covered. My chances wouldn't be worth a plugged nickel.
Tell me what you want me to do.
I'm glad you get the drift. Now, if you don't want Vicky to die, you meet me, and I'll turn her over to you.
That's wasting a lot of time. What's the closest hospital to where you are? I'll have the police stay clear. They'll cooperate.
We do it my way, or there's no deal.
Where do you want me to meet you?
Okay, you drive up Valley Canyon, and I'll have her in a car parked on the west bank of the reservoir. Be there in half an hour. And Jones, no tricks, understand? And don't bring any heat, or you'll never see Vicky alive. Is any better? Okay. I've got Jones on a platter for you.
You agreed?
Since I was only witness when he gunned Vicky. Guess he wants to nail me.
When?
Half an hour and he's ours. Clay, it's good. He'll be driving in from the west. We can set him up in a crossfire.
No. I want him alone.
Barnaby, please don't do this. He has already tried to kill you once.
If Vicky has any chance at all, I've got to try.
Barnaby.
I know, Betty. I'll be careful. Now remember, not one word of this to anyone.
Hey, Betty. Oh, where's Barnaby?
He just left a few minutes ago.
Well, I thought he might like to know Timmer opened up. He's trying to cop a plea.
No.
He definitely brokered the contract on Thurman with our friend Wakefield. What's the matter? Betty, where is Barnaby?
Boy, I may be making a big mistake, but Barnaby went out to the reservoir at Valley Canyon to deal with Wakefield's brother to get Vicky to a hospital.
Jones? Get rid of your gun.
I got no tricks, Wakefield. I'm just here to get Vicky. You give me a hand, help me get her into my car?
No?
pulse is very weak. If we waste time arguing, she could die right here.
You should have worried about that before you shot her.
You got your facts a little mixed up, Wakefield. Vicky took a slug that was meant for me. Ask your brother.
It won't work, Jones. Clay knows you shot her.
When they take that bullet out of her, they'll find it's a 9mm. I use a .38. See for yourself.
Esther?
Clay could have changed guns. He's lying, can't you see?
Use your head, Wakefield. If I'd shot Vicky, I wouldn't be here now trying to save her life. It's the last place I'd come to.
9mm. You used my gun.
Clay, it happened just like I told you.
I don't know what he told you. The important thing is to get Vicky out of here now, while she's still got a chance. You once thought enough of her to put these rings on her finger.
Help him get Vicky in his car. Then we're gonna settle this.
Clay, you can't take his word over mine. I'm your brother.
Sure. The little boy with a big gun. I should have known you were lying. Now do what I tell you.
No, Clay. It's gonna be like we said. He dies, you hear me? He dies!
Vester!
Clay, I was better than you.
You still finish second, little brother.
So do you, Wakefield. Drop the gun. She may still have a chance.
Vicky.
May I come in?
Sure.
Just thought I'd drop by and see how it feels to be off the critical list.
All right, I guess. I wish I knew how to thank you for all you've done.
Maybe you can. I got a friend I'd like you to see. Your mother hasn't left the hospital since they brought you here.
I have something here I think belongs to you. Compliments, Mr. Jones. I confess those two had me worried for a moment.
Me too.
You think Vicky will ever get over Clay Wakefield?
No. But she'll learn to live with it.